What's going on, guys? Dan back again with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video. Today we are actually going to be talking about something that you guys actually suggested. A couple people hit me up and was like, Dan, those are some cool decks, but them cards is expensive, my boy. I need a deck that's going to be good enough for me to play competitively, but also it gotta be cheap. So I decided to make something I'm calling Starter Deck Dan. This is a deck that I think you can pretty much use with almost any character, but it's best with Yugi for obvious reasons, Power of Dark. But let's just get into it because I think it's gonna be a pretty quick video. So there is some cool things about this deck, some interesting cards that I play. It's just a standard beatdown deck. But with the beatdown deck, it's a little bit different because I'll explain the cards. So your power card is going to be Kasijin, God of Wind. Now, I don't really typically like running a lot of tributes in a deck. So normally I like running maybe one or two. But I felt that running Kasijin, God of Wind is great because he's a spellcaster. And two, he has a really strong ability that says if you attack into him, he can make your opponent's attack 0 once per turn. I did not mention, or maybe I did, I don't remember. But this deck is full of nothing but common and rare cards. So this is why Kasijin was one of the choices. Alright, so Arsenal Summoner. Again, it's a spellcaster deck. We're running Power of Dark with basic Yugi. So everyone has access to that. We're running Arsenal Summoner at 3. Why? Because he's a beat stick. With the Yami field, that gives him a boost and puts him to 18. That makes him really, really good to fight against your opponent. Combos that I like to use with Arsenal Summoner, I'm not using him for search ability. I'm using him for high defense and high offense. I like to combine him with the Book of Secret Arts because, you know, in this game, unless somebody's sucking your monster up with Relinquish, you can't really just outright destroy a monster. You gotta weaken it, or you gotta change it to defense or whatever. But Book of Secret Arts gives 300 points to your attack and defense. So that makes him a 21-21. You know, a 21-21 drop right from your hand. You can pretty much control the board with that. So that'll do pretty well. And also, I got Frontier Wiseman in at 3. Now, the reason why we have him in at 3, same reason he's a beat stick, but he has that weakness to his defense. But we use him in a combo with our Warrior Die Greifer. We use the combo with that because obviously while you have the Frontier Wiseman on the field, the cool thing about him is he's a level 3, so he's gonna avoid that 4-star Ladybug of Doom. He's also gonna protect your warrior monsters from being targeted by spell cards, and that's awesome. And then we have like our trump card in here, like our little cool card that we run with both, because we run Arsenal Summoner, we run Kasijin, we run Frontier Wiseman and Warrior Da Greifer. We also are running Elemental Doom. Now, Elemental Doom is a cool monster. He's just a common card. If you have an Earth monster on the board, he can negate opponent's monster effects if he destroys it by battle. And also, if it's a wind monster, he can attack twice. Now, that is like the holy combo. If you can somehow get all 3, if you can get the Trinity on board, if you can get the Arsenal Summoner, you can get Die Greifer, and you can get Elemental Doom, normally you got game. You can attack twice and you can negate monster effects. Also, you know, it doesn't really matter which Earth monster, you know, just an Earth monster. So this is our like basic set for the monsters, which to me functions pretty well as a beatdown. You know, you're gonna have an 18-18 beat stick with Yami, a 17-14 beat stick with Elemental Doom that can attack twice and negate monster effects, and then you got the Warrior Die Greifer, which is you know 1700. He gets in there. Then we have the spell cards. Now my spell card choices are a little bit different. Let's talk about it. So we have Murmur of the Forest. Now I don't see a lot of people play this card, but I feel like it's, you know, it just doesn't get a lot of play because cards like Enemy Controller exist and people have those. I don't have it though. But anyway, Murmur of the Forest says you can target one face-up monster on your opponent's side of the field, put it face down, and at that time you can pick up a field spell off the field. This card is really good in my opinion when you're talking about commons and rare cards that are powerful, because if you're playing against someone like, I don't know, they a dinosaur deck or water deck or whatever, and they have some monsters on the field that are boosted with their field spell card, you can play this card, essentially put their strongest monster face down, or the monster with the weakest defense face down, play that and pick up the field spell, and now you can just run over all their monsters. Of course they can play it the next turn, but for the turn that you made them move it, you devastated them. So it's an awesome card. So let's just say for some reason you have monsters on the board and your opponent doesn't. This happens a lot. You know what I'm saying? You have monsters on the board and your opponent has a few monsters. This happens a lot in this deck because you got some strong defense monsters in here, and 2 traps kind of help to sustain your monsters, but I'll get into that later. I have this third card, Earthquake. I don't have 3 Members of the Forest, but I would prefer to run 2 and 1 Earthquake. Earthquake says just change all face-up monsters on the field to defense. So basically everybody goes to defense, then you can change your stuff back to attack if it's the start of your turn and just run over people's monsters. Most monsters in the game have weak defense and high attack, except for in your deck you got 5 monsters with high defense and high attack, which is Digrapha at 16, and then you have Arsenal Summoner at 18 with Yagami Field. Now I'm running 2D spells. You might want to wonder why. Well, I'm running 2D spells because a lot of people play enemy controller and a lot of people play Order to Charge. Plus the field spells are annoying, so I run 2D spells. Also, playing D-spell on opponent's face down gives you intelligence, so you can attack around or figure out what you're going to do with their back row. I think that 2D spells just work really well in this common build of this deck. And then also, again, I already told you about the Book of Secret Arts. So the final card in this deck I really want to talk about is a card that you guys may or may not like, but it's a card that helped me in a few of my duels. It's called Ready for Intercepting. Now this card is a cool card because it says target 1 warrior or spellcaster monster in the field. You can put it face down, and that's it. Now the cool thing about this card, because it's not just your field, it's your opponent's field too. This card can save you against Relinquished. This card can save you against any other opponent playing any warrior spellcasters. It's just a good card. If you don't have enemy controller and you don't have mirror wall and you don't have anything else that you can use, I think this is a pretty good card. It's very situational, but it's a pretty good card. So I would say that this is the basic deck, right? And you can use this deck and be effective, but it's gonna be even more effective when you start taking out cards and adding in more rare cards. This is basically a spellcaster deck, so you can upgrade it with Dark Magician Girl, Sage Stones, Magician Circle, things like that, and make it just run a lot better, make it run a lot faster. And then eventually you can get rid of some of these cards. But guys, this is the deck I'm calling the people's deck that I'm giving to you guys. If you guys want me to make another cheap rare common deck, let me know and I'll make another cheap rare common deck. And if you guys have any specific suggestions, like you want to see a rare common dragon deck or a rare common thunder deck, or you want to see a rare common deck, you can just let me know, and then I will make the deck and put it up for profile. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Oh snap. And there's one more thing I wanted to let you guys know. So I actually played this deck a few times, and I played it in casual. I didn't get the chance to play it in ranked because right now I'm recording my ranked matches for the YouTube series that I'm doing. But the casual matches, this deck won 5 out of 6 casual matches. So it's pretty good. In the decks that I played against, I'm pretty sure you see it somewhere on screen. But basically this deck just swarms the field, basically. And and it plays pretty defensively until it plays offensively. So the first turn is defense, maybe second turn is defense, but the third, fourth turns, you're just going in, just taking your opponent down with just overwhelming force. But guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. And guys, as always, if you like what you saw, don't forget to click right down below to get dueling.